All right. Hi, guys. Hello, profitable women entrepreneurs. Say hello, say hi as you join. I'm Ann Keeney, your host here inside the group. And on today's training, where I want to talk about how I create content to sell. I was really surprised that this was such a big topic. Let me just go ahead and make sure everyone knows we are live. But I didn't realize this was such a big topic until you all voted and said that this was something that you wanted and needed help with. And that excited me. So I love to riff on content. I love to talk about what I do in terms of how I create content and what that looks like. I have a lot to share with you guys. So if you have questions about content or anything we talk about, go ahead and drop them below because I'm going to answer the Qs. I always answer the Qs. All right. So one of the things that I want to talk about with you guys really quickly when it comes to content, I do want to share that there's like a couple of things that I think are really important when it comes to creating your content. And so I believe in inspired content. I believe in intentional content. I believe in strategic content. So what I mean by this is like, I don't want you guys to create content for the sake of creating content. It's not why I'm here today. It's not what I want you guys to be doing. It's not profitable. It doesn't work. It isn't sexy. It's definitely not fun, right? So when I say intentional, inspired, and I say strategic content, what I'm saying is that I think that your content should have a purpose. It should have a meaning. It should be very intentional. You should love it. It should feel good. It should come easy to you. It should just naturally kind of flow out of you. And it should also be strategic, right? So I know there's a lot of woo people out there, and I'm a little woo as well, but I'm very strategic. So I know there's a lot of people out there that will tell you to just tap into what you feel and just go with whatever comes out. There's a level of truth to that. I do that. I'm very intentional. I have intention inside structure. That's kind of how I operate. It's how I function. I don't believe that I can just, I don't believe that it is strategic or profitable to just always share what's inspired or to always share just a download or what's coming through you, because sometimes that stuff has no intention. It has nothing to do with your business, right? So it can create some engagement, or it might, people might like it, or you might feel good writing it. But like at the end of the day, does it support any goals that you have? Is it intentional? It doesn't have a purpose. Is it actually moving things forward, or are you just creating content for the sake of creating content? So when I say inspired, and some people will be like, okay, I can just share my story all day. I can share what's going on in my life. I can share what I'm eating for breakfast. I can share this. That would be like inspired things. But is it intentional? Is it strategic? Is it going to move you toward the goal? So I wanted to share that first because I think that that's really important. I see kind of both ways. I see some of you that are posting for the sake of posting. It's very mixed signals. It's kind of all over the place. It's very scattered content. It's not consistent in terms of how often you're doing it, as well as what you're putting out there. It's very inconsistent. I don't see that a lot of it really leads to like an outcome or a goal. I can see why it wouldn't book sales calls. Like some of it is just not strategic. So I see some of you that are just putting content out for the sake of, I put content out today. I had to, I did it. And then I also see on the flip side, I see some of you that are very intentional. You'll only put content out if it is a download that you received, it's inspired. So some of it looks like you share a business tip. Some of it's a little story. Some of it is what you're feeding your dog for breakfast. Some of it is the drama that happened last night in your life. That's kind of more this inspired, like, I'm going to share it because I have a burst of energy and I want to blurt it out. Is it intentional and strategic? So when you're creating your content, I want you to think about those three things: inspired, intentional, strategic. If you can bring all three together, that's going to be your best content. Okay, so do I share pictures and posts with my dog, Ella, my French bulldog? Yes. But, so how would that relate? So it's intentional because she's therapeutic for me. She's a dog that we basically rescued. We paid $4,000 for her. She was flown from another country. She was very sick. My business allowed me to be able to do that. So I bring it back into my business, but I'm sharing some of my life as well. right? So it has intention, it's inspired, but it's strategic, because I actually have received sales. I've actually got clients from sharing, Ella's life, sharing my French bulldog, sharing how we were able to rescue her, how we were able to pay $4,000 for a dog, how I was able to create a business that allows me to do that, right? Like very easily, and have her flown here. So by bringing those three components together, you create good content. I think that if you're not bringing them all together and you're doing one side or the other, it's just not going to be super sellable. It's not going to be very profitable. Okay. So I want to share with you guys some of the things I teach my clients in my Profitable Entrepreneur Program, where I help them with what is the best type of content to post? What is the content that's going to get people to buy from you? And here's the thing I want to say. Intentional content that is inspired and strategic, that is true to you, is the stuff that's going to sell. There's not like a magic bullet. I'm not going to give you a magic bullet today, but it's about being who you are. It's about sharing the things that you love to talk about, that you love to teach people. It's about being in alignment with here's who I am, here's who I help, here's the work I love to do, and here's what you need to know about it. It's creating that sort of content that does the selling for you. So when I work with my clients, I want their front end marketing, their front end content to do the selling for them, right? So what that means is if you have a potential lead come to you and that lead says, I would love to work with you, but I don't know if this is right for me. I don't know if I can do it. Do you think I should do it? I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if I'm ready. Can you help me work through some things? I would love to, but. When you're getting that type of, those types of objections, your front end content isn't good enough. Your front end content should activate buyers. The front end content that you do for free should get people to know you, like you, trust you. They should relate to you. They should feel like, girl, you're speaking my mind, my language. You took the words right out of my mouth. This is exactly what I need. I need this in my life. Not want it, but I need this in my life. Wanting and needing are not the same thing. So they need what you have, like they need what you offer. They want more of that in their lives. They need that solution, right? When your content does that, you don't need to chase clients. You don't need to go around and try to get a sale. People are coming to you. People are coming to you. They're hitting you up in the DM. They're replying to your emails. They're engaging with you on IG. They're DMing you. They're booking a sales call with you. They're jumping on your sales page and they're buying. When you know how to create content that is not about how awesome you are, and it's not about how hard you work and how many hours you put in and how great your program is and yada, 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 when it's not all about you, and you create content for the people, for your people, and they can relate to it, resonate with it, they need it, they want it, they desire that, it speaks to them, it will create a buyer for you. That's the whole purpose of content. I don't see, as a business owner, what's the freaking point of putting out content all day, every day, if it is not creating clients, if it's not creating sales, if it does not create money in your business? Then what the fuck are we doing it for, right? Like, why are we putting out content if it doesn't lead to those outcomes? Then what are you doing it for? So this mindless, pointless content that I see a lot of you putting so much time in creating. I see some of you mapping out a whole year's worth of content of crap. And it's like, why are we doing that? Who told you to do that? What makes you think you need to do that? Why are you creating that much content? Why are you doing that? Okay. So now that you understand how I do things and how my mind works, let me share a few things. In terms of the content that I think is, what I think is kind of the backbone of how my content creates clients for me, is a couple of things. Number one, I know what I take a stand for, and I don't mind being polarizing. I don't mind saying what everybody else is thinking, but doesn't have the balls to say. I have no problem doing that. I am a straightforward, tell it like it is personality. I'm not concerned with what you think about that, or what this one thinks about that, or what that one over here is going to say about that. I am not concerned or bothered by opinions or somebody else disagreeing with what I'm saying or not liking what I'm saying. I couldn't care less. That is not my job here. right? Like I don't put my time and energy on what does everybody think about me. Let me try to please everybody. Let me be perfect for everybody. Let me just follow suit and do what everybody else is doing. I'm opposite of all of that. If you zig, I'm going to zag. Okay. Like I'm just, if you're in, I'm out. If you're out, I'm in. Like I'm not going to follow nobody's suit. Right. So I have my own opinion. I know what I stand for. I know my personality type. I know that I'm not a beat around the bush, pussyfoot around, baby you, tell it like, tell it softly so it doesn't hurt your feelings. Like, I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. Like, that's your problem, not mine, right? Like, I'm a very brutally honest person. I live my life by that standard, and that is what makes me unique. But that is also what builds trust with my community, because they know that when I say something, I'm telling my truth. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not going to just tell you the good and the beautiful of business. I'm also going to tell you the bad and the ugly. I'm going to be very transparent and always tell you my honest to God truth, right? So I'm polarizing in that way that sometimes things that I say, people can be triggered by or bothered by, or they don't agree or they don't like it, right? And I don't have the time or energy to be available to worry about it. If someone is offended that I swear, get out of my community or get off my email list. Like, I don't live my life on everybody else's terms. And I definitely not looking to be approved by nobody, right? Because of my personality, and because I stand very strong in that and I don't really care what people think, I'm not triggered by other people. I don't compare myself to other people. In any case, I'm always trying to be different, right? So I'm very polarizing, so to speak, and not in a bad way. Like, I don't go around and stir the pot. I don't have time for that, right? I'm very mature. I'm an adult. But at the same time, if I have something on my mind, if there's a way that I believe, it is my truth, I'm speaking it loud and proud, period. I don't care who likes it and who does not. It's not my business, not my problem. If I worried about that, I would be paralyzed, right? So that's the first thing that I think is really important, is identifying what it is you take a stand for. So when it comes to business, I think every fucking woman should be rich. Period. You should want a lot of money. You should want so much freaking money that it's just crazy. You should want to be freaking rich. And I believe every woman has the ability, the possibility, the capability, and the resources to do it. It's a choice. I chose for 5 years, probably more than that, to live in low income and on food stamps and live in lack and live in struggle. I chose to do that for many years when my first son was born. And now I choose to have what I want. I have this and I have that. I don't like to have to pick. I want it all. I don't have any problem saying how much I love money and creating big impacts and helping my clients do the same. No shame in my game, guys. And I think that because I stand very strong in that I love being rich. I love having a lot of money. I want more money. I want it to be so much money that it's just this endless supply. And I want that for all my clients. And I believe that every woman can have it if they choose to do so. If that's the decision they make. And if they follow that and back it with the strategy and the commitment and the action, then they can have whatever they want. And so when I put out content, I don't say, oh, are they going to like it? I don't give a shit if you like it or you don't. Like, that's not my problem, right? Like, that's not my thing to sit here and stress about all day. Nor is it yours to sit there and be like in your head about, oh my God, I should make it so perfect for everybody. Is everyone going to love me? What if I say this and they don't like it? Why do you care so much? Who cares? Like, there's just other humans. We all have our own opinion. Who cares? And so I think too much time is being spent on trying to be somebody you're not and try to be so careful and easy and make sure everybody likes it and agrees. And it's this looking for validation or approval. I don't need approval from anybody. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, the way I want to do it, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And I'm not going to be told by anybody otherwise, right? And I want you guys to have that same backbone, because you need it in this business. You need it here. If you're weak, if you're playing it safe, playing it small, being very careful, hiding who you really are, you're going to get crushed in this industry, right? So, and I had to learn that from experience. So it was very hard for me to come out with my story and my beliefs, because I'm a believer of human connection, two-way conversation, building real relationships. I love doing everything organically. It's the best thing ever. And there's so many people against it. There's so many leaders, influencers, coaches who are bipolar opposite. funnels, email sequences, Facebook ad, automated courses, recorded webinars, like all of this hands-off, lack of human connection thing, and focus on technology. And from me, I don't do it. And I do not 100% believe in it. I think it's fine if you bring in a massive, massive level of two-way conversation, relationship building, and human connection. I think without it, you're going to suffer in this industry going forward, because we, the people, want more human connection, period. That is the end of the story. And every single one of us are craving that. So I think that it's not easy, right? When I first started doing it, it wasn't easy to be like, oh my God, I'm going to tell everyone that I deleted 90% of my automation. I'm going to tell everyone that I am pro, organic, human connection, get in those freaking DMs. Do not underestimate the power of DMing. I don't care what these other coaches tell you. I don't care how shitty some people are doing it right now. Be the change you want to see. I focus on doing the DMing in the right way so that every single person that I direct message can start to see not everyone's an asshole in the DM. Not everyone is trying to pitch you in the DMs. And so be the change you want to see. Fight against it, right? Like don't cower down to it. Fight against it, right? Like I am pro human connection. I will DM you. I will tag you. I will ask you questions. I will support you. I will love on you. I will kick your ass. I will tell you the things that you need to know to help you. I will actually build a relationship with you. I will not throw you in an automated funnel. I will not send you to some fake recorded webinar that claims to be live. I will not throw you in some pitched, 40 pitch email sequence. I'm not going to stick you in an automated funnel. I'm not going to do it. It's not how I run my business. So that's polarizing, because there's such a huge part of the industry today that is so bipolar opposite of that. And they're like, no, Ann, no way. This is good. Automation is good. Funnels are good. Email sequences are good. Recorded webinars. It's all good. Here's the thing. This is where I think people have their blindfolders on. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not even saying they don't work. I'm saying it's not how I operate my business. And I'm saying that I believe that because of my human connection and my people first type of business model and goal in my life, that's why I have high retention. That's why clients stay with me for 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. This is why they buy this program, buy this program, buy this program. This is why they send me referral after referral after referral after referral. This is why my group 12-month group program stays completely full at all times, easily. This is why, because my people are my family. We have a relationship. We have connection. We have two-way conversations every day, pretty much every day in one way or another. I have built relationships. I have put the front work in. I've front loaded that effort and done it in the beginning to build up a momentum like this, right? To build up this momentum. So I'm not trying to cut corners. I'm not trying to fast track my way and be the exception to the rule. And I'm not trying to use automation to speed it up, because you can still reach the masses exactly how I'm doing it. So this is polarizing, right? It's very polarizing because it's people have a lot of opinions about it. So when I put out content that's polarizing like that, I know I'm going to get shit for it. And I don't care. I know someone's going to argue this. I know someone's got something to say. I know this is going to piss some people off. I know that some people are going to love it and it's going to be exactly what they need to hear. And it's more of what people should be doing and saying. And I'm okay with being the person who says what everybody else is thinking, but doesn't dare to say. I'm fine with doing that. I'm also perfectly fine with saying something that 90% of people might not agree with, and they might come back and want to argue it. And I will stand strong with my belief. I don't have 100 people come at me and say, I disagree, you're wrong. And then I cower down like a little baby with my tail between my legs and say, oh my God, I shouldn't have said it. I'll never say it again. Delete the post. Oh my God, I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. Like, I don't do that. I stand very strong. I know what I stand for. I know what I believe. I know what's worked for me and my clients. I know what people tell me about the fact that I actually audio you and have a conversation with you, and I'm not trying to pitch you and sell you. I know how that feels, and I know what it creates in my business, and that's what I believe, right? It doesn't mean other strategies don't work. So I stand in what I stand. Now, many of you have a thing that you believe in, and it's something you stand for, but you don't stay consistent with it, or you don't even speak about it because you're scared shitless about what everybody else is going to say. You're scared of the backlash. You're scared of the naysayers. You're scared of the judgment. You're afraid of what everybody's going to say. And so instead, you spend 20 hours trying to think of a post that's absolutely not your truth, but it's going to sound good to everybody else. So you're going to be approved. Everyone will like you. And then you post that. And then you're like, fuck, that's not what I really wanted to say. That wasn't aligned. That is not my truth. And of course, it doesn't get results. No one's engaged and nobody likes it. Why? It wasn't even what you wanted to post to begin with. It's not even your truth. It's not even something you believe in. Okay? So this is the first thing. Polarizing content. It's one of the best content types to create because it's your truth. It's the thing that you stand for. It's the thing you believe in, right? Everyone who knows me, some of you don't, you're here for the first time and you're probably like, holy shit, this girl's a lot to take. But I'll tell you, if you've been around here with me for a while, like the past couple of years or so, then you know I'm a no BS. I don't take excuses. Your situation is because of you. Like you're creating that, you're accepting it, you're tolerating it, you're settling with it, whatever, good or bad. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I am very consistent with what I stand for. Everyone who's been following me for any amount of time, they know my personality. They know my toleration. They know what I'm available for and what I'm not. They know what I stand for. This builds a brand awareness around you, and it builds a community of people that are inspired by you. They look up to you. They want to be in your space. They need to work with you. They're like, you're changing their life. Like they want to spend time in your space because you're not being a dog with your tail between your legs, cowering down, doing what everybody else is doing for the sake of what? Fitting in? To fitting into what? What are you fitting into? What are you being accepted for? Right? Like who's validating you? What does that mean anyway? Who cares about that stuff? Right? Just own it. Own your shit, guys. The second thing is storytelling. So this is something that I know a lot of people have said to me, I don't mind telling a little bit of my story, but like, do I have to give it all? And I think there's a fine line with that. I think you share snippets. So I call it story snippets. You share little tidbits of your story mingled throughout your content. You don't need to write a whole book and novel about your day-to-day life from the time you were born till current. We don't need to be writing novels and books, and you don't need to tell every single detail. Believe me, as transparent as I am, for those of you who have been here, I tell it all, right? There are parts of my life you know nothing about. There are parts of my life that are none of your business. There are parts of my life I would never put on social media for the world to see because it's none of their business and that shit stays out there forever, right? There's parts of my life, like when I'm going through a shitstorm, like literally 2 months ago, Facebook shutting my ads account down. That's still never getting turned back on, apparently. That was like a shitstorm, right? I didn't share it with you the day it was happening. I shared with you once we were like through that hurdle. And I don't share every detail of my life with you guys as much as you think I do, because I know I'm transparent. I don't, okay? I share the parts that I feel like sharing. I feel the parts that are intentional, meaning that I don't think it serves you to know I'm laying in bed right now dreaming. Like, who gives a shit? Why do you care about that? I don't feel like I need to say, you know, we're going shopping today to buy new clothes. Why do you care? What should you care? Now, I might say, oh my gosh, guys, got a new, you know, Chanel bag. You should check it out. What do you guys think? Maybe I would share something like that because that's pretty big investment, right? And I feel like that totally can be brought back to my business. So when I'm sharing parts of my life, I'm sharing them as they relate to my business, meaning that I'm able to do this because of my business. I'm able to do this because of this business. That's the parts that I would share if they feel good to me and as they relate to you guys and my business. So I'm not sharing anything for the sake of doing it. I'm not going to send an email just so I can say, hey, I sent an email today. I'm not going to go live here with you guys so I can say, yep, did a live today. Good job, Ann. Yep, good job. You ran your business today. No. I have something to say. I have something to share. You said you wanted to hear it. I'm here doing it. Like, it's intentional, it's strategic, and I'm aligned with it, or I would have never put it as an option for you guys to vote on, right? So storytelling, and I think that, no, you don't need to share every little piece. I share little tidbits here, right? Majority of you know I was in foster homes growing up, right? 8 or 9 different foster homes growing up. Most of you know I was molested at 3. Most of you know that I come from complete poverty. I have no high school education. I graduated 8th grade, dropped out, well, was pulled out, not by choice. And then, you know, a lot of you guys know I lived in low income. I got government assistance. I lived on food stamps for many years. You guys know this shit. If you've been here for any amount of time or read my story, like, you know this about me. I was not like I'm not a trust fund baby. I didn't come here with any advantage. Believe me, I started my business as a freelancer making like $6 an hour off guru.com. Like, literally, I don't have an advantage. I did not come with an advantage. I had all the odds against me. And I share that story for the single purpose of showing you that I'm not a fucking victim. Yeah, bad shit happens to people every day. It sucks. It is what it is. But I made a choice to see things differently and react and respond differently and take a different action, because I wasn't going to go down the victim road. I wasn't going to have all of my power given away. And I wasn't going to let some asshole or assholes who are, obviously have a lot of mental problems. I wasn't going to let them take my life away and rob me of my life experience, or I wouldn't be here now, right? So I made that choice. It was a conscious decision. And that's why I share that story, because I want to inspire you, encourage you, and empower you. I don't care what your circumstances look like. You can change it. I don't care what life around you or people around you are telling you. You can have the thing you want. You can do the thing you want to do. It is all possible. When I was looking outside of my window in government assistant, I saw brown dead grass. I saw a woman getting raped one time right outside of my door. I saw babies running around half fucking dressed, diapers hanging down to their knees, parents smoking cigarettes in the corner. Trust me, I saw women at the grocery line with their food stamps bitching and complaining they didn't get as much as they wanted for free. I saw all that, but I chose to look at it differently. I chose to look at green grass outside. I chose to look at parents playing with their properly dressed children. I chose to expect something different for me. And so I took a different action and I made it happen. It wasn't easy. I didn't know how it was all going to play out. I still don't know how it's all going to play out. I don't know 50 steps ahead of me. I didn't try to perfect anything. I took the imperfect action and I did the damn thing. That's my story. And I share that with you guys very freely, very transparently. I'm an open book, right? And maybe someday I will write a book, but I'm an open book with that. And I think that if you could share more of your story, people would give a shit about what you have to say. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you have an awesome business. I don't give a shit if you make good money. I don't care that you have a course. I don't care that you went to college for 20 years. I don't care. And neither do your clients. We don't care. I think that when you can share what's relatable to people, your clients are not on Eiffel Tower taking, $1 million photo shoots, with Oprah Winfrey and shit. Like, your clients are struggling, they're stuck, they're feeling whatever they're feeling, they're going through whatever they're going through. And if you're over here posing on the Eiffel Tower like a perfect little, model, and you got all these people around, your people aren't going to relate. They might want that, or they might be like, wow, that's inspiring, that's gorgeous. Do they really want that? But at the end of the day, can they see themselves there? Probably not with where they are, because they're like, I have kids, I got a husband, like, my life is definitely more chaotic than that. I don't really I haven't had a chance to travel like me on the Eiffel Tower. I don't know about that, right? Like, you have to think about how your story relates to how you help your clients, and also where your clients are at. Because here's the thing, if you can't put out content they relate to and see themselves in, right? If you don't do that, you're just another person who puts out good content. Or you're just another person who writes okay content. It's cool to read, right? It's not sellable. You're not creating clients from it. My clients literally buy from me because of my content. Like, they DM me, hey, Ann, give me a link. I want to work with you. We've done over $35,000 sales in the past 3 days in the DM. I haven't got on calls with nobody, strictly from my content. That's it. Okay. I want you guys to understand how easy this can be if you just get out of your way and start complicating it. Okay, another thing I think is important is showing like case studies or some sort of social proof. Even if you're just getting started and you're newer and you're like, well, I don't really have a lot of social proof. I don't really have like clients right now that, that could share their experience or that could come on and do like a video with me. What I want you guys to understand is, if you are starting a business, if you have a business, then I would imagine that you started your business because you're a badass at something, and that you want to share that and get paid for that globally. That's what I would imagine you're doing here. I would imagine if you started a business, there's something you're pretty badass at. And there's something that you're like, oh yeah, I want to get this out there and I want to get paid for this. And I want to build a business around this. That's how good I am at it. That's how much I love it. I would imagine that's why you guys are here. Correct me if I'm wrong. So if that be the case, then there must be something that you've done or helped others do, free or paid. There must be some accomplishment in your life. Maybe it's in a past career or something else you've done and you contributed. There must be something you've done that is like allowed you to get some result where now you feel you can go teach and be paid for it. So here's an example. If you're a painter, if you have a business and you help people become amazing painters, if you've never painted in your life, I wouldn't imagine that's the business you would create. I wouldn't imagine that you would say, I can help you get that promotion in your 9-to-5. And let's say you don't have a 9-to-5, never did, or if you did, you never got a promotion. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't teach other people how to get a promotion if you've never actually done that yourself. Or if you didn't contribute to someone else doing that with your suggestions. Do you see where I'm going with this? So when you guys are sharing case study, it doesn't just have to be client results. It's any accomplishment that you've done that relates to what you teach and what you want to be known and paid for. It's any accomplishment that you've contributed to, that you've done for yourself, or maybe you did it for a friend or a family member, right? Or maybe it's something that you've always helped your friends with, and it's something that people need and want, and you could totally charge for it, all of that. Then that's what you're doing. So it doesn't, I feel like people think, oh my God, I can't share social proof unless I have a million clients who are willing to do video and share that with me. Okay. So hopefully that clears it up. But here's the thing. No one gives a shit about what you're saying if you can't back it up. Anybody can spit anything at you all day and spin it however they want. At the end of the day, when they hear it from your people, that makes the difference. It's the icing on the cake. It's the icing on the cake. Because if I had to have a surgery and I had this person come to me and say, I'm really good at surgeries. I could do this for you. And I'm like, who's this person? I don't know them. Where's your practice? I've never heard of you before. Where's your suit? Like, you know what I mean? I would want to see some proof. I would want to see a suit, a practice, testimonials on that goddamn, all around that office. I would want to see clients in there. I'd want to hear clients' past results. I'd want to see a degree hanging on the wall. I'd want to see some proof before I'm going to let you give surgery to me. Like, you're not doing surgery on me if I don't see those things around, right? So when you're looking at your online business, it's no different than any other business. If you walk into if you go to get your glasses or an eye exam, do you or do you not walk into a building? Do you walk into a practice with other employees, other clients sitting in the chairs, degrees on the wall, glasses on the wall, a desk, a phone, a receptionist? You see, equipment, you see proof. You're not walking into La La Land, right? Like, you don't walk in like, what is this place? Like a deer in the headlight. You walk in and you're like, boom, this is a place to get my glasses. This is an eye doctor. We're good. Right? Like, you walk into a gym, you see equipment, you see people working out, you see beefy, buffy, coaches and mentors. Like, that's what you see. You don't walk into like a bubble and there's nothing in there and you're like, what is this place? That's called proof. It's existence, it's proof. If you don't have this stuff, then people have to question you, because think about it. We got like the Marie Forleos of the world, we have the Oprahs of the world, we have Gabrielle Bernstein of the world, we have other people that are probably definitely bigger leaders than we are. So why you over anybody else? If you're not showing these things and you're not creating relationships with your clients, they don't care what you got to say. They don't care. You can put out 500 posts a day. They're not going to care. Okay. It's not helpful for them and it doesn't mean anything to them. So the other thing is that inspired content that we talked about a little bit at the beginning. I think this is fine. I'm not going to go into it because I kind of did, but like that inspired content, I like to have the inspired inside of structure, meaning that I know I need to post every day. I know I got to go live. I know that I have to email. I know I got to put out stories. I know that I need to do those things, right? But that's the structure. It has to be done. And I don't care what time of day you do it. I don't care if it's you or a team member doing it. I don't care what days you do it. It just has to happen consistently, right? So that's the structure. And then the inspired is, I want to talk about this. I have this I want to share. I want to do it at this time or this day. That's that freedom and that flexibility and that inspiration inside of a structure. You can't just be a fish out of water flopping around every day, wondering, I don't know what to talk about today. What should I post? You have to have this strategy, guys. You need a foundation. You need a structure. And then within it, you can have that freedom, that flexibility and inspiration. Okay. So I'm really, really big on. Emotional content is another good piece of content that I put this out every day because for me, again, when I'm going to write something, like I don't get out of bed and say, oh my God, I got to get three pieces of content out today. Let me get to it. Oh, what am I going to put out? Like, I'm not frantic like that. I'm very strategic. I know what I'm going to put out today. I've either already created it or I've already figured it out. I know what I'm going to put out today. But the thing with me is I'm not just going to say, okay, get out of bed, Anne, and get those 3 pieces of content out today. Get out of bed and just go live about whatever, right? No, I plan. I'm very strategic because I know these things are coming up, so I plan for them ahead of time. I asked you guys to vote on this topic last week. Why? Well, because I'm going to go live this week. So that was simple, right? I'm strategic. And I gave options. That way, all of the choices that you chose are fun for me. So that gives me that freedom and that fun and that creativity in a structure. Does this make sense? So I like to be able to say, I like to be able to, I don't have a time that my posts go out. My emails go out at all different times. Sometimes my lives are at 11, sometimes they're at 1. They're usually always on a Wednesday, but like I play around with this because I have structure. And inside of that, I get to have fun and have freedom. I get to make choices and do what I want, right? But everybody knows Anne's going to go live every week, pretty much on Wednesday. She'll send an email that will say what time. She'll put out several posts that will say what time. She'll do a Facebook event with what time. Like, you guys know, if you're following and paying attention, there's strategy inside all this fun and freedom and that, or outside of it. And that's what you need. So I think that taking inspired action is good as long as it's intentional. I don't think just blurting out anything emotional is going to be helpful. Like, if you want to talk politics online, I think that's just a stupid idea. I'm just going to say it. That is just dumb. Why do you want to create that drama? You know you're going to get a lot of all kinds of crap from that. Like, what is that doing for your business? What is the point? I don't see any intention behind that other than to stir the pot and start shit. And to me, I just don't see any point in that. I think being mindful of what you're putting out and being intentional. It can be an inspired thing you want to share, but flip it and make sure that it makes sense with your business, the thing that you stand for, with bringing client or leads into being clients. Like, what is your point with your leads in your Facebook group, on your email, or connected on social? What is your point of being connected with those people? What is the point in growing your numbers and being connected with them? What does that look like for you? Why are you doing it? Are you literally doing it so you can talk politics or stir the pot or start drama or just get on Facebook and do pointless, mindless stuff all day? No, of course not. You're trying to get clients. You're trying to build an audience that's engaged, that wants and needs your shit, and they buy from you. That's what we're all doing. So at the end of the day, your content should represent and echo that. It should be leading people to actually want to do that. Right? Like, that's the whole purpose. So the emotional content is great because people connect with feelings. People usually buy and take action because you made them feel a certain way, rather it be, you made me feel inspired, you made me feel confident, excited. You got me into action mode. You made me feel like hopeful, like whatever it is, it gets people to start taking action. And also on the flip side of that, you can make people feel mad, angry, you can offend them, you can make them feel whatever, and they're going to leave, or they're going to bitch and complain and then walk out. They're going to actually tell you, like, I'm getting off your email list. Like, I don't know why you tell people that. Who cares? I don't know why people do that. They feel the need to like say, hey, I'm going to unsubscribe. But either way, your content is going to attract your people and push away people that don't need to be there, people that are not your people that are going to try to force you to believe, think, and do things in a different way other than what feels good for you, right? So again, it kind of goes back to taking a stand for who you are and what you believe in, because there are going to be people that say you're wrong. I disagree. I don't think you should say that. I think you're stupid for doing that. Don't post stuff like that. You shouldn't say that. They're going to shame you in all the ways. And if you don't get some tough skin and grab your brass ovaries or your balls, because I know we got a couple men's here, and just put your big girl panties on and just stand for what you stand for. If you can't do that, you're going to get eaten up in this industry because people have strong opinions. You have to know that going in, but your opinion for what you believe should be just as strong. Okay. And then I think that being strategic, right? So when I'm creating stuff, when I say strategic, when I put out content, when I go live, when I create something for you guys, when I share something with you, whenever I'm doing anything in my business, I have an end goal. Either I want to fill a program, I want to sign a certain amount of clients, or I want to make a certain amount of money, or I want to grow my audience by a certain number, but I have a goal. I am not doing anything for the sake of doing it. I'm doing it because it's the things that have to be done to hit that money goal or those client goals or those sales goals or whatever they are. I'm very strategic in that sense. So my actions are result focused. They're outcome focused. I'm focusing on, okay, if I want to grow my audience by 300 people, then I need to do some list building. What are the ways that I would like to list build? Do I want to run ads? You guys know I don't do that. So for me, it would be podcast interviews. It would be doing my podcast. It would be building up my Facebook profile page to 5,000 people and then inviting those 5,000 people to come join my Facebook group. It would be collaboration opportunities. It would be referrals and, referral campaigns and contests. I would be looking at the ways I have used and love and find very successful and fun to grow my audience, if that's what I had to do. If I wanted to fill a program, I'd be doing my profit launch. If I want to fill my program, I launch once a quarter and I fill my freaking program. That's what I would do. If I wanted to book one-on-one sales calls, then I'd be in the DMs reaching out to hot leads all motherfucking day until 3 to 5 people or however many you want said yes and made a payment to come into my one-on-one coaching. It is literally that simple. So I'm very strategic with everything I put out. If I'm selling one-on-one coaching, I'm going to put out content saying, I've opened up X amount of spots for you to book a sales consultation to talk to me about this. This is who it's for. This is who it's not for. If you want it, click here. Like I would be putting out invitations to book a sales call with me. If I'm trying to fill my program, I'm going to send you to the sales page. Or if I'm trying to fill my launch, I'm going to send you to the opt-in page to register for my free launch, which by the way is happening Monday. We are literally kicking off Monday. If you have not registered, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't think you're getting it. I'm literally going to show you Monday my profit launch system where I teach you and show you, I walk you through step-by-step A to Z over 5 days live. I walk you through exactly what to do to have an organic launch. It's going to fill a group program, a course in 10 days or less. It's going to create a multiple 5-figure launch for you, all organically. And we walk you through your offers, the strategies, my best top practices. We answer all your questions. We help you create your offer. Like, I don't know what else. You guys have paid for less than this. Literally, you've paid for less. So yeah, we're doing that. It's kicking off Monday. Actually, let me drop the link in the comments. If you go to ankini.com/workshop, you can get registered. There's a beautiful updated workbook for you guys. It's in the link or in the comments. I just put the link down there to get registered. You should be there. And again, I like to focus on, this is another area, I guess, that could be controversial with my content, is that I like to focus on the long-term scale. And most of you chase the short-term sale. So what that means is a lot of coaches out there will teach you little tiny pieces of how to get a result. Like, oh, let me, buy this sexy course on Facebook ads, buy this sexy course on grow your Facebook group, buy this sexy course on courses. Like they're giving you these little tiny nuggets and pieces because they're sexy and they know you guys are going to pull out your card and buy them. So they're doing that. But at the end of the day, you only have pieces to the puzzle. You don't have the whole picture. What I like to help my clients is I want everything to come full circle. I'm not going to teach you a half-assed little thing. I want it to come full circle. And I think that many of you could have a recurring income with high retention rate with clients who stay with you for a longer period of time with minimal effort upfront, longer income. So for example, I do my profit launch. We do it for about 5 days, 10 days max. We do that. We fill my group coaching program, which is 12 months long. Hybrid. It's a hybrid program. It's super high tech, high touch, low tech. We fill that, and we launch for 10 days or less. We add an additional 6-figure income stream, and we fill our program, and we do that once a quarter. And guess what? That creates a multiple 6-figure income into one program, one incubator, minimal effort upfront. And a lot of you guys are being taught, sell an 6 or 8 week course and spend 2 or 3 months selling it and create it and then sell it for like $400 or $500. And when you're done doing that, and those after 6 or 8 weeks, when those payments are done, like start over, do another course or launch that course again and do it again. And and maybe that is like your thing. Maybe you like that. I get to do all of that inside this one program. So it makes sense for me, for my effort to be, obviously a 10 day or less launch that's going to be all organic. And I'm going to do it over 10 days or less. And I'm going to add an additional multiple 6-figure to my income for an entire year. I'll do that shit all day versus create course after course after course and launch after launch. Like, I'm good with that. I'm also good with dumping a bunch of money in Facebook ads. So, and those clients stay with me and keep renewing, right? Like, and they refer people to you. Like, that's what I go for. So that's polarizing when I talk about the long-term scale, instead of chasing these short-term sales all the time, where you're just getting these broke newbies that think I can make $1 million just learning one little course. This course right here is going to be the ticket. It's going to be the one to change the game for me. Like, no, it's not. It's not. It's one little piece to the puzzle. You're still going to have the same shit problems you had before, right? Except you're going to be out $400 or $500 this time. So it's kind of this thing of like, I tell it like it is, and I call people out on the bullshit they're doing. I like to be the bridge to the gap in the coaching industry. That's what I like. I like to be that bridge. I like to be the one that's like calling people out on their shit and telling you, hey, watch your investments. Be careful. Why would you want to spend thousands of dollars on little courses that give you these itty bitty little tiny pieces and not even half the freaking picture and chase and launch all that, when you could spend $5,000 or $6,000 for an entire freaking year with me, and we'll give you the whole damn picture and we'll simplify it and scale you all organically. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So again, when I talk about that, when I post stuff like that, it's very polarizing, because other people come back, usually 99.9% of the time, course creators. Oh, we just create course after course and launch automated ads to it and and we just do that over and over. They're the ones that are going to be like, I disagree, totally disagree. Right? So again, it's, you guys have to really know what you stand for in this industry, because if you're just saying what everybody else is saying just for approval and to fit in and to keep it easy and, you know, to hopefully make sure everybody likes you, number one, it's not going to feel good to run a business that way. And the other thing too is like, it's not going to be your truth, so it's not going to feel good. Okay. The final thing I want to cap out here with too, guys, is I think you should be building your own community. I think everybody should start to create their own little hub, their own little community. Mine is my Facebook group, but I think everyone needs a place where you can actually build those relationships and position your authority, build brand awareness around who you are, what you stand for, so you can build a cluster, a community, a tribe of those people that are inspired by that need and want that are empowered by that and become buyers from you, versus just going out on the World Wide Web and one by one trying to sell people. I think building your own community, your own little hub of like a group of people that signed up and joined your group because they love what you teach. They want it, they need it, they're interested in it, they think it's the solution to their problem. Those are going to be the people that you can nurture and love on and take care of, that become your buyers. So every bit of content you put out is speaking to them, and they're loving it and they're engaging with it and they're buying from it. Let me know your questions. Let me know if this was helpful. Again, there's no magic secret here, guys. but this is my truth. This is how I create content that it creates clients for me, period. At the end of the day, I have a sale every day. And my content is doing that for me. This live stream right here will get me sales today. My post that I put out will get me sales today. The content I have shared today will get people to register for my challenge. And from that challenge, they will decide they want more and they will come work with me for that bigger transformation. So all of my content is very intentional, very strategic. It's very inspired, and it is working. It's outcome focused. It's result focused. It is going to produce an actual tangible result for me. And that's what I want for you guys. Let me know your questions. Get yourself registered. Link is in the comments, guys, for the Profit Launch Workshop. Free. We're going to spend 5 days together. We're going to plan out your profit launch. It's going to be amazing. Let me know if you have questions. I will see you guys soon. Bye.